Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your channeled message reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do hope you're all doing well, feeling safe and feeling blessed because you are. So, I've been thinking of ways to bring some positive changes on the channel. I'm always open to giving people a variety of options when it comes to my readings. And so, of course, you guys are familiar with the channeled message reading, which is a very popular series that many people love. But I'm also going to be doing my best to invest more time into my zodiac sign readings, which is where I will do individual readings for the 12 zodiac signs. So make sure you know your sun, moon, Venus, or rising. So that you'll be able to watch these zodiac readings. And if you don't know your sun, moon, Venus, or rising, after you're done watching this reading, simply click the description box and you'll see a link. It's called Astrology Cafe. This is not sponsored whatsoever. It's just a really good website that offers people free and very accurate birth charts. Because the zodiac readings will be connected to your sun, moon, Venus, or rising. And I definitely encourage you all to watch your zodiac sign readings because it'll help you get more specific info or details on what may be going on in your life. All of my readings, I will also continue doing the romance readings. It'll probably be more so of like, how does your lover feel or what's going on between you and your lover. But all of my readings are going to be for free unless you see the thumbnail that says exclusive. Okay, if there's exclusive written on the thumbnail, then of course you can watch it for free, but there will always be an extended that you can buy to view it. All right. So just trying to come up with different ideas to make the channel more fun and definitely more inclusive, right? Having a variety of options. I think for those of you who like, divine partnership readings, chosen one, divine ones readings, you'll always love the channeled messages. But for those of you who just want to keep it fun and light, you will like your zodiac sign readings and your romance readings. So just more options for everyone. But let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for guiding us. Channeled message reading. Channeled message reading for someone out there. What is the message for someone out there? Wow. You have the Death. You have the Nine of Wands. You have the Five of Swords. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Tell us more about this message. Tell us more about this message. Nine of Wands, Five of Swords. That was the Tower. I'll still take it. Let's see here. Tell us more about this message, the World. Lots of endings, lots of completion, lots of forward movement now. Three of Cups is here. So this is pertaining to people. Three of Cups is like celebrations, weddings, anniversaries. But the Three of Cups could also represent people who are in your social group or your social life. Like, this is something pertaining to outsiders, like third parties. Now that they've been removed, there's much more balance with the Two of Pentacles. Now that they've been removed, you can manage things much better in your life. But it really looks like there were some third parties here, like family, friends in your personal life or in your person of interest's personal life. who are trying to cause some problems, huh? The death is a major ending, so I feel like it's death to them, okay? It's major endings that lead to transformations, renewals, and rebirth. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Ace of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. The Lovers. Okay. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, it's a person who's in a wounded warrior pose, like someone who's been through many, many challenges, and, you know, could even represent a person who may be a little bit paranoid and defensive and traumatized. Someone who is on, you know, someone who is in a battle. Why do I feel like, of course, you could be watching this, or your person of interest could be watching this. I feel like, though, this reading, it could resonate with you. It could be about you or your person of interest, okay? So take it how it resonates. But I see a person here with the Nine of Wands who went through much difficulty to be with someone who they believe is their soulmate, okay? And I feel like the difficulties that they went through, it was coming from insiders, like friends, family. Yeah, it was their own family and friends who were causing them these difficulties to be with the person who they love. And I don't see a 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is my family card. I see a 3 of Cups. So I feel like it may be some family members, but mostly friends. Just take it how it resonates. I'm just going to say family and friends. This person saw their soulmate as an Ace of Wands, their passionate new beginning. There was so much excitement to be with this individual, so much determination. I mean, the spark was there, the flame was burning. Yeah. But it's like this person, you know, the lovers, the soulmate connection, the bond that could be felt between two people. Then the Magician is willpower. I feel like these two people actually manifested each other. These two people may have even connected spiritually before actually meeting each other. And then when they finally crossed paths, it was like a wish fulfillment, a wish that was granted, a prayer that was heard and answered. And, but the difficulties, I mean, this person is in the death energy, as in they're putting an end to the people, places, and things who were interfering with their relationship. They're severing ties with family and friends who were making it very difficult for them to be with the one that they love. Tell us more about this Nine of Wands. Clarify the Nine of Wands. 10 of Wands. Wow. I mean, look, this person went through hell. There were people trying to cause this person, trying to put difficulty in this person's way so that they can't be with someone who they love. From 9 wands to 10, the maximum wand in the deck is 10. Once you hit the 10 of wands, first of all, once you hit the 9 of wands, you're falling apart. You're just trying to stand strong, but you're falling apart. You're wounded. This woman is bandaged. There's a wrap around her hair. Your mental health isn't good. 10 of wands is like you're about to fall. This woman's slumped over. Then the 3 of swords is heartbreak. Heartbreak, separations, heartbreaks, disappointment, and separations. It was third parties who was causing this person and their lover to go through hell in order to be together. It was third parties. The connection was never meant to be this difficult. The connection was never meant to be this difficult. But third parties thought they had a final say, thought they had power to disrupt something that is truly meant to be. The Lovers and the Magician. And in this case, the 3 swords is representing the third parties. The third party. At this point, I feel like this person's like, F it. F you, F you, F you, F it all. I'm shutting everything down. I don't know why, but it's like I'm seeing a skyscraper or a tower and people... I'm seeing a skyscraper, a really nice one, and people are falling from this skyscraper. Very similar to what we can see here in the tower. But I'm seeing this from like, it's almost like I'm far away and I can see bodies falling out of the skyscraper. And these are people who were never meant to be in this skyscraper in the first place. They were never meant to be in this tower. They infiltrated. They found themselves. They weren't. There's a reason when the tower moment happens in our lives, it's uncomfortable. The tower represents a rude awakening, a major reveal, a sudden ending. So when it happens in our lives, you know, it's uncomfortable, it's painful, but it's necessary because God is showing us people's true color. Yeah, he's revealing to you. God reveals to redeem. He's revealing people's true color so that you can act accordingly, make better decisions. So that these people won't continue to deceive you, manipulate you, sabotage you. The tower, when the tower moment happens, it is showing us things that we've either overlooked or things that were hidden, kept from us. Inside of this tower is dark. No one could see what's inside of this tower. It wasn't until the lightning struck it and it sparked fire. And so whoever was hiding inside of this tower, whatever was going on inside of this tower, it all has to come out or else, you know, they're going to die. People, you have to get out. The tower's burning. Get out so everyone can see that, oh, people were actually in this dark tower that appeared to just be empty. Yeah. So it's uncomfortable, but it's needed so that we can see what needs to be seen and make better decisions. I feel like there's a person here who is so hurt. They're so hurt that they are in pain. You know, the kind of heartbreak that causes aches. Like, this person is so heartbroken that their body is aching as if they are physically ill. So if it were not for this tower moment, imagine the more things that these people could have done that would have it would have sent this person in a state of misery. If they are this hurt about what was revealed recently, then imagine if it would have continued without their knowledge. It just would have gotten even worse and worse and worse. So it's a good thing that there was divine intervention, that God stepped in to reveal the truth to this person so that they can at least try to do some damage control. I feel like this person had extremely toxic and vile, just disgusting people in their life who probably disguised themselves very well. And so the truth needed to come out so that this person, this main character here, can get away from these people. This person is so heartbroken that there's aches. They have body ache. This person with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is like defeat, surrendering, letting go, just letting bygones be bygones. Clarify the Five of Swords. It could also represent jealousy or unresolved conflict, but I don't feel like that's what it is. I feel like this person has severed ties with those people, and now they're just focusing on themselves. Everything is fine in the Chariot. They were able to get out. They were able to put an end to this before it can get really, really bad. Everything is fine. They were able to get away before it could get really bad. Then you have the Chariot, which is forward movement. So they've severed ties with those people. And it looks like now with the Eight of Pentacles, it looks like now this person is like focusing on making improvements. The Eight of Pentacles is work. So they're working on themselves, their life, making improvements. They may be now focusing on their career, finances. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, cards fell. 1 second, you guys. Where did it go? Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Yeah, they're leaving. They're leaving those people behind because those people were a toxic hold. Those people were negatively influencing them. Eight of Wands. It could represent, it's that fast moving energy, fast communication, fast action, taking a trip, traveling. They may actually be leaving, maybe for a job. Because a Chariot could be a trip card. It could be like travel. And the Eight of Wands is another travel card. So they could be physically relocating. Yeah, they could be relocating, or it's just them. If it's not them relocating, then it's simply them just taking action to get away from these devilish people who were negatively influencing them and trying to put them on the wrong track. Tell us about the Tower. The Eight of Cups. Tell us about this Tower. Tell us about the Tower. Clarify the Tower. Clarify the Tower. Clarify the Tower. The Tower represents, like I said, that rude awakening, the, major reveals, the dramatic endings, and of course the Eight of Cups, which confirms that the Eight of Cups is someone who is walking away from the past. They're leaving everything behind. And it is to be by themselves. Like, this person is not bringing anyone with them. I keep on noticing that. They're leaving everything and everyone behind to be single, independent, and individual. The Nine of Pentacles is someone who is independent, hardworking, and successful, and they have a whole lot of accomplishments. And I do feel like these negative people in their life were benefiting off of this individual's abundance. I do feel like these third parties, whether friends, family, were leeching off of this individual and using them for their abundance, which is why now they're looking like one person surrounded by a whole lot of abundance because they're not sharing it with anyone. And truly, that's wise. Don't share your blessings with people who are undeserving. Don't let someone eat off your plate when they didn't want to see you eat in the first place. Sharing your blessings with people who had ill intent, who were working against you. That is so unwise. It's foolish, honestly. It's like letting the enemy share what they wanted to take from you. Share with you what they wanted to take from you, what they didn't want you to have. God's blessings are sacred. I said a while back, when God blesses you, please pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Pray for discernment so that you can wisely choose the people who will be sharing your blessings with you. Pray for wisdom to know who to share your blessings with. This is the best decision. Whoever you are, it's the best decision to be by yourself. It may be lonely, it may be uncomfortable in the beginning, but I'd rather be lonely and at peace than to have company, but bad company. Clarify the world. The Wheel of Fortune. Clarify the world. Excuse me. Clarify the world. The Queen of Wands. There's something here. Clarify the world. The Seven of Wands. So the world is a successful completion. Okay. The world is a successful completion. The world, it leads you, after you successfully complete a cycle or a chapter, it leads you to your positive results. It leads you to your desirable outcome. So you may not be feeling successful, but you are. You successfully overcame many difficulties and challenges and people in your life who really, they would have caused a lot of devastation. This chapter that you've completed means that you overcame a major obstacle that the enemy was hoping would change the course of your life. But you overcame it. I do feel like someone was in a karmic cycle. And just because something's karmic doesn't immediately or automatically make it bad or evil. What does karmic mean, right? A situation or a lesson becomes karmic when we fail to learn it the first time. And so then it has to repeat itself until we do. So now it's karmic. It's like a karmic cycle. It's a wheel. It never stops turning until you learn the lesson. Then you can move forward into the next phase of your life. But until then, you're going to be stuck in a never-ending cycle because you have to learn that lesson first. When things are karmic, it's very clear to see because everything will feel repetitive, stagnant, no progression, no changes. It's like you going through the same thing over and over and over. And when you're in a karmic relationship, there will never be any changes, by the way. Your partner may try to convince you that they will change and make improvements. And if you believe it, you'll just end up using it as an excuse to stay in that relationship longer. There's no changes. There's no positive changes in a karmic situation. It's the same old until you get it through your head, until you learn it. And then you get to move into the next chapter of your life. You can tell when a person's in a karmic relationship. People have come to me and said, oh, Dream, I've been with this person for 7 years. They've been doing this. They've been doing the same thing over and over for 7 years, for 10 years and 30 years, and you're still not getting it. You're still in that situation. So clearly you haven't learned the lesson. It's time for some of you to take accountability for where your life is at. The wasted time, the wasted years that you've spent on a person who you can clearly see isn't for you and isn't changing. It's the same old. The wheel never stops turning. It's a wheel. It has to keep on turning until you learn it. Then you can hop off the wheel. The universe will allow you to get off the wheel. Because why should you go into your new phase? Why should you get access to your new beginning when you're still holding on to the old, to the past? Why should you get access to your new beginning, your next chapter, your new phase in life, if you are still holding on to the past? You haven't learned the lesson. And so if you haven't learned the lesson, that means that you are not prepared for your new beginning. Because if you go into your new beginning, you may still be doing toxic things and bringing toxic people with you. And that'll sabotage your new beginning. And God is not going to allow that. Why should you get new love if you're still in a karmic cycle? You're choosing to be in a karmic cycle with a past lover. God's not going to allow that, because then you may end up hurting the new person. So you go ahead and stay with your past, with your old person, and leave the new person alone, because they don't deserve that. feel like it was a karmic cycle. Somebody was in a karmic cycle with a Queen of Wands. Let's look into that. The Moon. Somebody was with a very spiritually dark person. Somebody was in a karmic cycle with a very spiritually dark person. I see the darkness all around this Queen of Wands, whether they are a male or female. Know that the cards represent energies. While the Queen of Wands is known to be very passionate, very attractive, go-getter type, you know, or that's the King of Wands. But the Queen of Wands is known to be very optimistic, energetic, very attractive, sexy, confident. When she is depicted by the moon, when she is in a negative state or a negative energy, the Queen of Wands can be your worst nightmare. The Queen of Wands in a negative state, a negative energy, is someone who can be very forceful, demanding, catty, promiscuous, manipulative. She will use things like seduction to tempt you and manipulate you. The Queen of Wands is a very energetic person. They speak through their energy, so they can use their energy to manipulate people. They can use their sex appeal, their attractiveness to manipulate people. Energy manipulation is what the King and Queen of Wands can do when they're in a negative state, a negative energy, a low vibration. It's all about energetic manipulation. Just like how when the King and Queen of Swords are in a negative energy, a low vibration, they can manipulate your mind. The King and Queen of Swords, when in a low vibration, they are masters at mind control. They can literally control your mind because they're already gifted with intellectual power. They are thinkers. Same thing with the King and Queen of Pentacles. Earth elements, right? They're all about the security and stability, earthly things. When you meet a King and Queen of Pentacles in a low vibration, good luck, because they're all about earthly things. They don't care about anything else. And they can even become very stingy, possessive, materialistic, greedy. And then you come across a King and Queen of Cups who are in a low vibration. Good luck with that one, because when the King and Queen of Cups are in a low vibration, they are emotionally manipulative. So, you know, it's like the King and Queen of Wands are all about action. So when they're being negative, they know how to energy manipulate. They'll manipulate your energy. They know how to get a rise out of you. They know how to tempt you, seduce you, lust after them. They know how to get you out of character where you're angry and you're, you know, doing things that you typically don't do. Then you meet a King and Queen of Swords. They're all about intellectual manipulation, mind control. Then you meet the King and Queen of Cups, and they're all about emotional manipulation when they're in a low vibration. There's good and bad to the cards. This Queen of Wands is represented negatively and in a very dark way, but this person has now seen the truth. Queen of Ace of Swords, the truth and clarity, which is why they're moving away. Six of Swords. They're moving away from this Queen of Wands. The moon is secrets, deception, and it could also represent false people. I feel like there's something about this Queen of Wands that's also very superficial. They may like really invest in their looks. Like this is an extra high maintenance person. They really care about how they look. Maybe a little bit too much. Okay. They take their looks very seriously because what I heard from them is that's how they catch people's eye. This person likes to seduce people. They like to manipulate people's energy. So the way they really get a hold over people is by their looks. This person is conceited. There's nothing wrong with caring about your looks. Of course, we all care about our looks, but they care a little bit too much. They're very, very conceited. And it was also karmic. This main character here, who the story's about, they were in a karmic cycle, but thankfully, fortunately, they've completed the karmic cycle with a Queen of Wands. And this Queen of Wands is very, maybe like very forceful, very pushy. I see the Seven of Wands here. They put this person in a place where they had to stand their ground. The Seven of Wands, when a person puts you in the Seven of Wands position, you feel pushed against the wall. You feel the need to stand your ground, defend yourself, and plead your case. Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands. Tell us about this Queen of Wands. And there was no way that they could come and be with their soulmate, their true love, while still being connected to a Queen of Wands. Whether they were still connected to this Queen of Wands physically, energetically, spiritually, there is no way. Because there's like a how do I describe this? The same, whatever spirit is attached to this Queen of Wands, like this person learned, this main character here learned a lot of bad habits from this Queen of Wands. It's like her energy was a stain on him. Whoever this main character is, they were stained by this Queen of Wands. And I hope that makes sense. So there were still some behavioral patterns that they picked up from this Queen of Wands. And there's no way that the divine was going to allow this main character to connect to their true love while still having, like, something was lingering still. Tell us about this Queen of Wands. She was still trying to be with this man. She still wanted to. Maybe they broke up, maybe they separated. It's different for everyone. But what I just heard when I looked at the King of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, she still wanted this man. I feel like there was still something that was energetically lingering between the two of them, but she was trying to get him to remain committed to her. He's the King of Pentacles. Then you see the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, moving things from rough waters to calmer waters. Thank you, Holy Spirit. She was still trying to change his mind, is what I just heard. She was still trying to change his mind. I feel like she still wanted the two of them to be together. I feel like that's just what it is. Tell us more about this Queen of, Two of Cups. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for that clear confirmation. The Two of Cups, it's a partnership, something romantic. She was still hoping to seduce, tempt him in some way where they can still be together. That he'll go back to her. The Hermit. The thing is, though, this man being the Hermit, tell us more. He had already let her go. That was the hangman, a sacrifice, release. I feel like he had already let her go. He did. Wait a second. Look, he's even here as a king of swords. So was this like a stalker ex? He had already let her go. I wonder if he even, wait a second, because it doesn't even feel, he's showing up as the hermit. And I see this man not even connected to this Queen of Wands. The hermit is like healing, recovering, or someone who's like kind of isolating, keeping to themselves. This man may even live, he may even live a very like private life where it's hard to access him. And then look, he's just like, he's showing up as the temperance, which is peace and harmony. He's showing up as the temperance. Like this man is very like well balanced. He's in alignment with his higher self. This may even be somebody who likes to pray and meditate a lot, but he's always, it'll be hard to find this man out of character. He really knows how to keep himself centered. He really knows how to keep himself centered. That's just, it's hard to get these sorts of people out of character. I feel like this man really had to heal. He really had to heal from everything that he went. It's like a spiritual cleanse. There's something about this. I feel like this woman was so. First of all, this woman, she has an unclean spirit. I truly believe the spirit of Jezebel uses this woman, is attached to this woman. This thing where she likes to capture the opposite sex, but in a very seductive, lustful, she likes attention, but it's not for the right reasons. It's to control people by manipulating them. This woman carries an unclean spirit. And I feel like after this man, he learned a lot of bad behavior from her. And he could have even became so broken that he could have even become very like insecure and didn't really trust other women easily. You know, after dealing with a Jezebel, good luck. Good luck. You need all the healing and deliverance because you'll find it very hard to love again and especially to trust again because the spirit of Jezebel is extremely scandalous. So I feel like after they broke up, after they separated, this man took his spirituality very seriously. This is somebody who is very sensitive to people's energies. This man can read people from head to toe. I feel like this is a karmic who sparked his spiritual awakening and brought him to his higher level soulmate, his divine counterpart. This woman brought out the absolute worst in this man, where he could have even tapped into his shadow side. And he had to fight to get out of that darkness. that dark place. And I see this man doing a whole lot of research, looking things up. Like, she sparked his spiritual awakening, which was necessary for him in order for him to meet his higher level soulmate. This is a process that many people go through. I see him doing a whole lot of research, looking into things, like he's trying to figure out, what was that? What kind of connection was that I was in? It felt so demonic. He almost lost himself. And I see him gathering information. I see him tapping more into his spirituality. And he's at peace. This is somebody who is not just enlightened, but highly evolved. Highly evolved. And that's what karmic partners are meant to do. Teach us lessons for our soul's growth, if we're willing to learn it. But some people like that kind of toxicity, and they stay in it. This man is on track. He's exactly where he needs to be. Peace. He's at peace. He's at harmony. Nothing can shake him up. No one can tell him who he is. This man has been through so much that he is too highly evolved. He may even be ascending in some way. This man is so secure in himself, and they're not talking. He is showing up as a king of swords. He has completely detached from this woman. But the spirit of Jezebel is extremely manipulative. I feel like she was connecting herself to people who he is connected to. And that's why he didn't know where all of this chaos was coming from. And why there was an attack on his personal life, his romantic life. Yeah, because the person who he was once upon a time romantically connected to is angry. And thank you, Holy Spirit. And I heard bitter, deeply and dangerously bitter. She believes that his true love is going to live the life that she desires. And I bet you this man's finances increased after he left her. So now she's looking at his true love as, someone who's living the life that she could have had. But karmic partners are not meant to be in our lives long term. They're there for a season, unless we refuse to learn the lesson, so they end up being there for years, being with us for years. She is not entitled to this man. She has no official position or role in his life, in his long-term life. She doesn't. She has no role or position in his future, and that's what kills her. She may even be looking at this man as, I built that man, or something. And now, this other woman gets to be with him. She didn't build nothing. You were so horrifying to this man that it forced him to be good. You showed him what bad is, what darkness is, to the point where it forced him to choose the light. And isn't that how it works? Where we become exposed to darkness. We become exposed to unrighteousness. And then we get to choose. Do we go towards it, or do we flee from it? Many of us who are awakened, it is because we were exposed to darkness and we chose the light. So she is not entitled to this man one bit. But she is bitter and miserable. This woman drinks. She drinks a lot. And if she's not careful, she's going to be classified as an alcoholic. Because this man is so far away from her physically, spiritually, and energetically. I'm so glad that I kept on digging and digging and digging, because I see what Spirit is showing us here. We were able to see what's happening currently, but then Spirit showed us what happened in the past that has led to this, like the backstory of it. This is an ex who is still trying to influence someone's life presently by connecting to the people who he is currently connected to. He did not know. This man is so far away from this woman. King of Swords, he's in the clouds. He's in the clouds. This man picked himself up, got himself together. This man became so cautious of people that when his true love entered the picture, he thought that his true love was too good to be true. After dealing with a Jezebel, you will start to see the opposite sex as monsters. It's hard loving again after dealing with a Jezebel, the spirit of Jezebel. But his true love is so pure and 100% who she says she is that I feel like this man could have even tested her in some way. And I'm so sorry that that happened, but that's what happens when people have been traumatized. Nobody wants to be played for a fool twice or for a third time. So when he met his true love, I feel like he was extremely cautious. And he wanted to know for sure that she is who she says she is. Because the spirit of Jezebel will always present themselves to be who they're not. The spirit of Jezebel is a false person. You know that saying, even salt looks like sugar? When the spirit of Jezebel encounters you in romance, he or she will try to present themselves to be your true love. The whole time they are counterfeit. And the spirit of Jezebel has no gender. The spirit of Jezebel, that name comes from a biblical reference, Jezebel from the Bible. She was an extremely wicked, vile, and manipulative woman. And so that spirit that she carried, we just call it the spirit of Jezebel. Because when a person carries, they behave. When a person carries the spirit of Jezebel, it means that they carry characteristics of this Jezebel from the Bible. The spirit of Jezebel can reside in a man or woman. It has no gender. But many times, the spirit of Jezebel most likely loves to reside in women. Because women are men's weakness, let's be honest. Women have influence over men. Good women use their influence over men for good. They will positively influence a man. But a bad woman will use her influence for wrong over a man. So the spirit of Jezebel that loves to manipulate and control knows that. And many times they will choose to reside in a woman because women have influence. So this woman, though, hates that this man didn't just get away from her, but also elevated, succeeded without her. Because when he did that, it showed her that she has no real power. And that killed her spirit. It was like a big ego bruise. This is a demonic spirit. that is ruling this woman. So she didn't want to accept the ending, knowing that she didn't successfully take down. And you know what Jezebel would do, the biblical story of Jezebel, she wouldn't just target any man. She would target men who had a big purpose, especially men of God, men who God had chosen, anointed. Jezebel was so obsessed with powerful men of God that she even took down, was it Prophet Elijah? She was able, I have to go back and read that story. She was able to take down one of God's prophets. Can you imagine? The spirit of Jezebel doesn't just attack a nobody. You will find this spirit in high places where there is power, money, and status. The spirit of Jezebel is so dangerous. And unfortunately, it is a thriving spirit in the kingdom of darkness. There are so many videos about this here on YouTube. Just search it up on YouTube. You'll find the spirit in high places. And for men and women who carry the spirit of lust, you will be attracted to Jezebel if you carry the unclean spirit of lust. Jezebel will rule you. And so this man, he spiritually turned his life around and cleansed himself energetically. I feel like this man is so private. He's so private. And he's so cautious of the opposite sex. So much to the point where when his true love came in, he second guessed himself because he was so afraid of falling into that trap. And he was like, is she who she says she is? And it made it even worse because this Queen of Wands, I don't even think this man was thinking that this Queen of Wands was still obsessing over him. Because she's seeing him as the one who she couldn't destroy. At this point, it's competition. Like, oh, I wasn't able to destroy you? Okay, let's fight. Let's compete. I'll show you who I am. It bruised. I'm telling you, there's a demonic spirit that is attached to this woman. So I'm saying this woman, but I'm really referring to the spirit that she carries. And this vile spirit and this foul spirit is so angry at this man for having the strength to not just get away, but rise to the top. Because it shows this spirit, this demon, that it is not powerful. And demons don't want to hear that. Demons want power, dominionship, complete and absolute control over people. And so it's one thing to flee from these sorts of people, from this spirit, but it's another thing to rise above what they did. It crushes their ego. It makes the spirit of Jezebel feel so small. It's angry. She is enraged. And she's trying to make a statement to this man. She's trying to make a statement. I don't even feel like this man was even thinking about this woman, though. I feel like this relationship could have been years ago. That's the thing. This is not anything new. This man he's not even like in his healing journey. He has already completed his healing journey. This was years ago. But Jezebel is seeing him as competition. And she's been lurking in the shadows, in the background. And she's been connecting herself to people who he's connected to currently, and he didn't know that. And that's how he was blindsided. She had third parties doing her dirty work because she's been X'd out. She's been canceled out. Yeah. She's been canceled out. She has no power. So now she's trying to influence his people. And they fell for it. And each and every single one of them who fell for it, what did they show about themselves? That they are not just weak-minded, but also weak in the spirit. And when a person is so highly evolved, when a person has been chosen by the divine, anointed by the divine, you have to be careful when it comes to those who get to access you. You have to choose people who are strong, not just strong-minded, but especially strong in the spirit. Because if you're strong in the spirit, it's going to be hard for anybody to manipulate your mind. So to be strong-spirited is to be strong-minded. But you have to, for those of you who have a higher purpose, a higher calling on your life, as in your purpose, your destiny will help many, many people in this world. You have to take good care of yourself. Because if the enemy is able to take you down, then the work that you're meant to do will not be done. And the people who you're meant to help will not be helped. That's why you got to prioritize yourself and take care of yourself physically and spiritually. And when because the devil can't get to you directly, he seeks to get to you through people. That is why it's very important to be selective with who gets to be in your life, who gets access to you, who gets to surround you. Because if you're surrounded by people who are weak-spirited, then they are they're the weak link. They're the weak link. They're the ones who the devil's going to use to get to you. The spirit of Jezebel is manipulative. I feel like she was manipulating these people that this man is connected to in many ways. The spirit of Jezebel will use things that are your weakness. So she could have been offering people money, nice things, offering them things that she knows they desperately want. And so they were willing to compromise their morals and integrity for her. We're going to do an extended, and in this extended, we're going to dive in and unveil the spirit of Jezebel and how they are working in the life of a very, very powerful man. All of the sneaky tactics. This woman here who carries the spirit, she is an evil mastermind, but it's not by her doing. It's because of that spirit that is attached to her that helps her do these things. So the extended, I would absolutely watch it. Even if this is not your story, you can learn from other people's story to become familiar with the spirit of Jezebel, so that when it tries to enter your life, you'll see it beforehand and block it before it can even happen. So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading. We're at 1 hour. We're going to continue it in the extended. This is, I guess I'm going to classify this as an exclusive, and you should see it in the thumbnail. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I truly hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. If you're interested in connecting with me more, my info will be in the description box. Take care, everyone. Many blessings to you. The link is going to be in the description box. I will pin it in the comment section. So it should be the very first comment you see, or you can simply just click on that middle thumbnail and it should take you directly to the extended. Take care, everyone, and many blessings to you.